As I embarked on this journey, I had no idea what to expect. I have heard of the United Nations my whole life, but I always thought it was something that was untouchable, unless you're like an ambassador or some kind of dignitary. So when I was invited to attend, I was excited to see this symbol of global unity up close. On the way, I did some extra homework to feel more prepared and tried to let myself absorb the experience. Walking up to the UN building was an experience in of itself, as I saw all the flags from all the countries around the world line the entirety of the building. There were many other functions occurring during the fourth permanent forum, so there were many other visitors of various nationalities and ethnicities there as well. After going through security, I was able to observe statues and symbols, artwork, and other artifacts representing the world story. I wish I had more time to explore, but duty called, and I went to the main forum where it was just like I imagined. People from countries all over the world coming together. What I never could have imagined was that all these people came to discuss justice for people of African descent.
And generations more trafficked by the Jesuits, a Catholic order of priests who are the benefactors of local, national, and global systems of slavery since their origin in 1540. Jesuits and early European colonizers established religious and academic institutions on the backs of enslaved Africans, including my ancestors who were forced to build and sustain Georgetown and St. Louis University. Today, these institutions, as well as Harvard, Yale, Brown, Princeton, and others, hold billions in endowments and land, while descendants in our communities still face disinvestment, generational poverty, and systemic disparities in health, education, and wealth. Descendants of the St. Louis University enslaved aligns itself with the reparatory justice framework set forth in CARICOM, the African Union, and the National African American Reparations Commission.
Grace and power, honorable leaders and distinguished colleagues. My name is Robin Rue Simmons. I am the chairwoman of the Evanston Reparations Committee, the founder of First Repair, a member of NARC and COBRA and the Global Circle for Reparations and Healing. Localities do not have the capacity to achieve full repair. We need this global forum to provide tools and use your influence to help synchronize and empower the reparations efforts of global Africa. 79 unique reparations initiatives, nearly 300 local leaders participated in our most recent annual symposium. A dozen of those are here at this global summit. We need your support, especially now under this current administration. Here are my 4 recommendations. Issue a statement of support for local reparations as a path to full repair. Establish a youth seat on the permanent forum. Establish an elder seat, a wise counselor on the permanent forum. And establish or support a global African reparations commission. Let's embrace the spirit of Malcolm X, who stated, "Anything I do, I regard as urgent." We know our history. We have well defended the case for reparations, explored every model, and there is consensus on language. We need to be in action, calling the question and implementing all forms of repair for all people of global Africa. Thank you.
With state and local reparation commissions and task forces. Legacy of 21st century Black-led reparations group, descendant initiatives, academic and religious acknowledgments, allies, and broader legal, corporate, and philanthropic support.
The convenings, we held a monetary policy convening in Accra last year. We were in Addis. Also last year, we are developing many different ways of pushing this discourse further.
How do we actually fund it? Like, how is it viable? Necessarily having the legal framework to implement it. And so at First Repair, and so many in this room, I see Shakira here, Sister Nikichi, Mama Dr. Iva, so many of us, a city administrator here, Tashik Kerr, that works for the city of Evanston. We are working to synchronize our efforts. There is a book that might be helpful for anyone looking to implement local reparations, laying the foundation for local reparations by Brother Cam Howard.
Was a course I developed for early childhood level. Wow. Recently, I published the Garvey Nursery Rhyme, and that was meant to decolonize Mother Goose. So we have an advertisement running now saying, "Forget Mother Goose, let's get with Daddy Marcus," right? And what I did was show teachers how the nursery rhymes we're continuing to teach today were written in the 16th and 17th century by people who were brutalizing our ancestors at that time. London Bridge is burning down was written when London Bridge was, why are we still teaching children that in the 21st century? And so we remix them using the same tune that these teachers know, but changing the content to be about Africa, to be about Jamaica.
universities even. So to be able to sort of even tackle thinking about how to even think about returning them, even at the very least, how do you even think about documenting?
Over a few intense days, we engaged in critical discussions about systematic racism, racial discrimination, and related intolerance. We shared best practices, challenges, and opportunities. We heard testimony from experts, activists, and everyday people whose lives have been shaped by these issues. This forum isn't the end of our journey. It's just one milestone on a much longer path. The real work happens when we take what we've learned back to our communities, when we translate policies into neighborhood change, when we connect global movements to local action. Attending this forum wasn't just about having a seat at the table. It was about helping to build a new table altogether, one where justice, repair, and human dignity are the foundation upon which everything else stands. The journey continues, and thanks to this experience, we're better equipped than ever to lead the way forward.